Hey everyone, welcome to episode 1 of the Mixing Tool Belt podcast. My name's Adam Simon, and I run Simon Sound Studio, which is a recording consultation and mixing and mastering service for music, podcast, audiobooks, and other general audio editing services. This is a podcast specifically meant for beginner to intermediate level digital mixing engineers. This could be for engineers who are just wanting to get started from scratch in the world of digital mixing, or it could be for people who are more like me in the way that they may have rushed into mixing a bit too fast, did a little too much of that trial and error method, as opposed to really kind of understanding some core foundational concepts before actually moving forward. That's actually the main reason that I'm making this podcast. It's not that there aren't other resources out there that offer really good explanations of a lot of the concepts that we're going to talk about. In fact, I can think of several just off the top of my head right now that do a great job. This podcast is going to be more about how it's organized. So we are going to touch on some of the most basic tools that you're going to want to have at your disposal if you're going to be making mixing decisions intentionally. However, it's not just going to be a random assortment of episodes that are kind of changing week by week. This is going to progress very linearly, and that way you won't have to refer to outside sources just to catch up with the new weekly podcast. As we discuss these various tools that you should be aware of and how they function, I want you to keep one key concept in mind, and that is that mixing music is just something that is very artful in nature. So a lot of these tools, they serve a very particular function, and you do want to know exactly what type of effect you're going to get from using them. Once you understand them, though, and you can apply them intentionally, kind of the world is your oyster at that point, okay? You can make any types of creative decisions that you want. I think the best way to explain this is that you should have that end goal in mind, that end artistic goal, and you should just know how to get there as efficiently as possible. So you don't want to just be like cranking different knobs, moving different sliders, and just trying to guess your way to that end product that you want. In fact, most of the time, people that are doing it that way never reach that point. Okay, they reach something completely different than what they imagined, and they're just like, well, that's how it ended up. I like this version. I like this version anyway. Let's just stick with that. I think the ideal situation, though, is that you can reach that end goal, or at least something very close to what you were imagining within the digital work environment. That being said, let's get into this first episode, which is all about recording.